to one and all. I am Archana Suresh and this is Malavika Sunil. We are research scholars in the Department of Green Energy Technology. We feel privileged to extend our warm welcome to all the guests, dignitaries, delegates and students on behalf of the National Conference on Recent Trends in Green Energy Technologies organized by Department of Green Energy Technology, Madanjit School of Green Energy Technologies, sponsored by South Asia Foundation. We welcome you all to the inaugural session of the NCERT GET 2022 conference. Now, it's time to commence the inaugural ceremony with the opening remarks by Professor P. L. Malai, Head, Department of Green Energy Technology and convener of NCERT GET 2022 conference. With immense exultation, I would like to welcome Professor P. L. Malai to deliver the welcome address.
Warm greetings. Good morning to one and all. Dear delegates, colleagues, professors, honorable vice chancellors, resource persons, students, scholars, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to one and all. On behalf of Department of Green Energy Technology and on my own behalf, I would like to welcome you all to this National Conference on Recent Trends in Green Energy Technologies. I am extremely privileged to welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor who has readily accepted our invitation to be with us and to grace this occasion. On behalf of Department of Green Energy Technology, I warmly extend a warm welcome to you, sir, for your gracious presence. Whenever we approach for our department's requirements, and he has readily there to support us, and your presence in this August presence not only adds more privilege to us and also adds energy to us, sir. Warm welcome to you, sir. I welcome our respected Dean, Professor Taranikarsu, and who has been backbone of our school running on the day-to-day activities. Warm welcome to our respected Dean, Professor Taranikarsu. I extend warm welcome to the guest of honor, Professor Anindha J. Bhattacharya. So he is well known in academics, and he doesn't need any introduction. He has readily accepted an invitation to be with us, and it graces the occasion. Warm welcome to you, sir. And at this extent, I would like to extend warm welcome to our faculty colleagues, organizing committee members, and National Advisory Committee members, faculty members of our department, and faculty members from other department, heads of the department, deans, and delegates, and students, scholars, ladies and gentlemen. To all, I extend warm welcome on my behalf as well as my department's behalf. And these 2 days of national conference definitely will give you a platform and the recent trends that is happening on the renewable energy and the green energy technologies. And you would see that we have derived a range of expertise specialized on renewable energy technologies and green energy technologies. And I'm sure that when you leave this 2 days of stay here, you will take the message of renewable energy technologies and to preserve the mother earth. And I'm sure that this will disseminate green energy technologies to the wider aspect so that it will benefit the humankind. With this note, I extend warm welcome to all the members. We also extend our warm welcome to sponsors and well-wishers, friends, and all other members. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you very much, Professor, for your thought-provoking welcome address. Let us mark the beginning of this ceremony by lighting the lamp. I would like to welcome Honorable Vice Chancellor of Pondicherry University, Professor Gurmeet Singh, our guest of honor, Professor Anindha J. Bhattacharya, respected Dean of Madanjit School of Green Energy Technology, Professor K. Taranikarsu, Convener, Professor P. L. Malai, Secretary, Professor B. M. Jafar Ali, and Joint Secretary, Dr. Sagmesh of NCERT GET Conference in 2022.
Thank you all. Now, we will move to the next session of the inaugural ceremony by inviting Professor B.M. Jafar Ali, Secretary, NCERT GET Conference 2022, to have a few words about the conference.
Respected, beloved Vice Chancellor and honorable guest, and our beloved Dean of Pondicherry School of Green Energy Technology and the dignitaries, very warm welcome. Delegates, warm welcome to NCERT GET 2020. And I'm happy morning to all of you. I'm happy to announce that about 200 plus participants have registered for this conference with Pan-India representation. Very briefly about the conference, we intend to give you a content on state-of-the-art technology trending in renewable energy sector. In this endeavor, about 17 resource persons drawn from national laboratories, IITs and IISc have been drawn with expertise on various renewable energy fields on this theme of this conference have been solicited to give talks. They have come bracing the severe weather conditions to deliver their talk and interact with all of you. Organizing committee is indebted to their gesture. I'm happy to share that we shall listen to interesting talk on e-mobility from industry experts. They are eager to share their perspective on challenges, opportunities and current trends on the sustainability of e-mobility. The talks have been grouped in 7 sessions, including a poster session. Overwhelming response of the delegates are heartwarming. We have 94 research papers being presented as posters in this event. I request you all, please do take sufficient time to visit all of them and do justice to the young researchers' hard work. We have allocated 5:45 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. for poster sessions, and it shall be remaining there till tomorrow afternoon for view and discussion. We all know, as a renewable energy expert, we have committed to reduction of carbon dioxide footprint and march forward for a better and habitable planet. In this, each one of us have cardinal responsibility. As a token of symbol of awareness and without compromising the grandeur of this function, we consciously avoided environment unfriendly components in few key aspects of this two-day proceedings. So just to convey the message of remaining green and clean. I am confident that all of you shall enjoy the conference proceeding for 2 days and hospitality of Pondicherry University. Again, I welcome you all. Have a nice and memorable day in this conference. Thank you one and all.
I would like to welcome Professor K. Taranikarasu, Dean, Pondicherry School of Green Energy Technologies, to deliver the felicitation address.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Gurmeet Singh, and the guest of honor, Professor Aninda J. Bhattacharya, and the convener of this conference, Dr. P. Erumalai, and Organizing Secretary, Professor B.M. Jafar Ali, and the Joint Secretary, Dr. Sanmesh, and other faculty members of Green Energy Technology, and then the Nanoscience and Technology faculty members. I could see other department faculty members also from here, and all the heads, deans who are from other schools and departments. Good morning, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to be part of this national conference on recent trends in green energy technologies. See, if you take this conference, and this is very important in the present scenario, before I go and talk about the importance, I take this opportunity to thank the South Asian Federation for sponsoring this conference. But as you know, every year they are sponsoring 15 students from South Asia countries, and also they sponsor for our research as well as conference. So this is the occasion we have to thank this South Asia Federation. And I also take this opportunity to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor for continuous support. So as you know, recently we got 5 faculty members for our department. So it is not easy to get the faculty members for the department. So I take this opportunity to thank him also, and also they got the rooms also from other, so there is no space in our school. They got the rooms from other schools also. He has assisted us to get the space outside also. And also we are trying to have the new building also for this department, because as you know, the national education policy, so it says that if you have the bachelor of 7.5 CGPA, they can go to the higher PhD directly. So now it indicates that the master course is redundant now. So we have to, if the students are eligible for PhD for higher PhD from BTech or BE or that BSc honors, then no students will be interested for master course. So in that aspect, so we have to also the technology departments also, we have to move to BTech green energy technology, BTech nanotechnology only, because students will not be interested for master course. So if you really wants to start the BTech, then we have to, as per AICT norms, we have to have facilities like workshops. So this is mandatory for BTech. In that aspect, we have to have a space. So we are working on this. And another thing is, so we have also recently got AICT approval for all the technology courses. I also take this opportunity to thank our Vice Chancellor for this initiative, and for our university technology students now all the courses are AICT approval. So with this, now we have to also understand the importance of this conference. So if you take the energy related issues, so it is the traditional, whatever the knowledge we have, it is not sufficient. We have to go towards the energy which is not conventional. So as you know, we are using now the fossil fuel like petrol or coal are the major source of energy, but this is not going to be there for longer duration. So they predict that the oil peak may come. That oil peak means, as you know, the day all the countries they stop exporting either oil or stop exporting the oil, then we don't have any other source. We have to depend on our own resources. So the scientists predict that it may be in 2040 or 2070s. So before this, we have to be dependent on some other technologies where it is not based on the fossil fuel. So in this aspect, so we have to concentrate more on green energy technologies. This is one thing. The second thing is, if you take the nature, so God is very very magnanimous to give solar energy, and if you take the solar energy for 1 year, if you take the solar energy, whatever is coming from sun, it is more than 800 times, 7,000 to 8,000 times higher than whatever we require per year. So it is enough energy is there through, even if we use only solar energy, that is sufficient to give our energy demand. But still, we don't have technology to convert this solar energy to whatever the energy requirement we have. So in this aspect, our department, our research on green energy is very important at this stage, and based on this, because of this conference on this green energy technology is very important. So I hope all the delegates who are here and the students who are here, it will be benefited because of this conference. And I thank and congratulate the Department of Green Energy Technology for organizing this seminar. And I thank Professor Yedumalai and Jafar Ali team who are all working behind this and for this conference. So I also thank them for inviting me this. I thank one and all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your shared wisdom. Now, it is high time to meet the guest of honor, Professor Anita J. Bhattacharya, an eminent scientist and triple fellow, that is Fellow of Indian National Science Academy, National Academy of Sciences, and Indian Academy of Sciences, who is specialized in the areas of physical and material chemistry, electrochemistry, batteries, energy, and environment. Dr. Anita J. Bhattacharya is currently serving as a professor at Solid State Structural Chemistry Unit, IISc Bangalore. We are profusely delighted to take this opportunity to invite our chief guest, Professor Anita J. Bhattacharya, to address this event with few words.
Thank you, respected Vice Chancellor of Pondicherry University, Gurmeet Singh ji, and respected members of the dais, and good morning to all of you. I start by thanking the university and as well the organizers, Professor Yedumalai and Professor Jafar Ali, for inviting me to this very important meeting. I work on this field, especially with respect to energy storage, so it's very pertinent that I got an opportunity to attend and participate in this meeting. Actually, when I received the invitation from Yedumalai, I don't know when, it was about a couple of months or 3 months back, I was trying to visualize when have I given a lecture in Pondicherry University. And I quickly find out, forget Pondicherry University, I have not even visited Pondicherry ever. So this is actually my first visit to Pondicherry. Though, I come to Tamil Nadu almost, endless number of times. Of course, in between COVID prevented us from traveling almost anywhere. So this is actually my first visit to Pondicherry and Pondicherry University. And it's actually a very eventful one. When I reached Bangalore airport, they said your flight has been cancelled. So timely remedial measures from Yedumalai and his team, they brought me here. As pointed out by the Dean, this is a very important conference, especially not only for present times, but for future times. And I really don't have to go through the genesis of why we are interested in green or sustainable or renewable energy. We all know that. The important thing is this is very much related to environment and climate change. As you know, worldwide, there is quite a bit of effort being now made to raise funds or get funds for climate change, because quite a bit, a large chunk of funding worldwide, including India, went for things which are not related to climate change, like healthcare. Of course, it's very important, but I think climate has been neglected for a very, very long time. So it's high time people work in sustainable and green technologies. And get something useful done. So just coming to from an academic point of view, it's very important, and also from the point of view of industry, it's very important what to work on, because energy has actually three arms. One is the consumption, which is not very important, but we have energy generation, energy storage, what to pick and what to work on and emphasize on, where the funding should be. It's very national specific. But sometimes, of course, it is beyond the decisions or whatever from national point of view. At least I'll just tell my story. When I joined IISc in 2006, I came with a training on lithium ion. And I think nobody was interested then. They said it's all useless. But now I see everybody works on lithium ion in this country. each and every industry, starting from startup right up to the multinationals, India multinationals, everyone wants to make a stack. I asked them, well, it's good to do, but better to start something new where others are still lagging behind. You could be a world leader. That's what the government of India also wants. Technologies which will make India world leaders. So it's fine, but I think appreciation should be there for new and the country should adopt to newer ideas. Of course, the other point again from academic point of view, I think working in energy is a wonderful field. You get to work with a lot of different colleagues of various expertise. I think this is not possible if you're a nuclear physicist or especially a physicist. At least I come from a physics background, and my education was in times when high energy physics and all these things were in really big demand, and very specific set of people used to work in those fields. So I feel times have changed, and things like working in energy, especially green sustainable energy, you get to work with people. You have a feeling of team efforts, because these are problems which cannot be just understood by making a compound or being a well-trained chemist. You have to work with a physicist, you have to work with a material scientist, you have to work with theory, especially those who are doing computer simulation, machine learning, artificial intelligence, because those days are gone. You keep on changing the concentration of the compound and you will get a magic composition. I think the speed is very important now. You need a really big support from a wide diverse of expertise. So I think energy is the in a field where you can you have a lot of freedom and a lot of enterprising things that can be done. And the final good thing is is to do with this department. This is a very rare department. You don't get to see energy departments even in a place like Indian Institute of Science. We have energy as a center. Of course, in recent times, the director has said, you have to convert this to a department. But there are only very few top-notch, central organizations. I mean, IIT Bombay has an energy department. I'm very happy to be here, and it's great to know that there is a department dedicated totally to renewable energy sources. So with this, I'll end my message, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insight. We are delighted to have you here, and we look forward to an excellent lecture with you in the upcoming session. Thank you once again. Now, with all due respect, we welcome Honorable Vice Chancellor of Pondicherry University, Professor Gurmeet Singh, to deliver the presidential address.
Very good morning, friends. I am delighted to be here for this very important conference, about which I shall talk about. But I'm equally delighted to have my old colleague, Professor Aninda Bhattacharya, who was together with me in Japan, in JAIST, when we gave the two invited talks. And we had a very fruitful meeting at that time. So when I saw that he is coming, it revived my nostalgic memories of those 5-6 days that we spent together at Ishikawa. So I'm happy to welcome you here. Then we have Professor Tharni Karasu, the Pro Vice Chancellor and the Dean of this school, Professor Jafar Ali, Professor Alumilai, and a young budding colleague of ours, Dr. Shangmesh, who has taken initiative in organizing this and helping the team. This Madanji School of Green Energy Technologies, which is helping us in our endeavors here, is playing a very important role in bringing up this department to the desired level. And I'm happy that there are many colleagues from outside our universities who are here. Many of my senior colleagues who are here. That itself shows the kind of interest this particular conference has generated here. And all my young colleagues who are sitting here and students, ladies and gentlemen and guests. This is a very important conference because the name itself says recent trends in green energy technologies. Now, a layman at school would think that green energy is something when you switch on anything, there will be an emanation of green color. This is how one would look. When I was young, I used to read in the newspaper, finance minister, in Hindi they used to say, is bill par prakash dala, and we used to imagine what kind of a thing is he talking about. When I was a school student in second or third class. So then we grew up and we started talking about this. And when we moved over to the college, we started reading about thermodynamics. And there, I remember having studied that book by Samuel Glaston on thermodynamics, where energy transformation, thermodynamics laws, we were all thinking of what is this energy which is transferred, not fully transferred, a lot of it is lost. So we used to calculate all the equations and this and that. Those were good old days. And then somewhere, a source book of energy by Glaston, when I read in one of those, and there is a book by Chapman and Hall series, youngsters will not know. If you get hold of that, 95 pages are there on energy. You will realize what wonderful examples have been given in that. For example, one of the things that I had read, that if you are able to carry out fusion, the amount of fusion of two atoms, nothing else, the amount of energy that it will probably generate will be good enough to run a house for 1 year. So we used to imagine what is it. Then we talked about nuclear energy and we started teaching eventually. And when I was teaching inorganic chemistry to Delhi University students, we used to refer to J.D. Lee. And we used to talk about periodic table, the characteristics. And I very vividly remember when we will talk about alkali metals, lithium will be the first one. And all that we used to say was that this is one which has slightly different properties as compared to the other alkali metals, because of obvious reasons which I will not dwell on. So that's about lithium. And then when we moved to the organic, there was a very important catalyst called lithium aluminum hydride, which organic chemists are very widely using. That's about it. Of late, when we had this recent Ukraine-Russian war, that is where we read in the newspaper that Ukraine is the one which has a lot of rare earth elements, and because of this there is going to be a shortage of chips, because these are not going to be there. This is the way things have developed in our course of about 20 years. And I will take you back to somewhere around 2006. We were conducting elections and I said, well, we are spending about, I'm correlating number of things and I'll come down to what this conference is about. We used to spend about 35 lakhs on elections, printing papers, ballot papers, counting, organizing tables and this and that. Then I suddenly thought, why should we do this? Why not have voting machines? And then I just calculated sitting there in my office that if we do that, probably the expenditure will be reduced drastically. And when I tell you that the expenditure of elections every year, it came down from 35 lakhs to 2.5 lakhs. Drastic reduction. The question was, where will we get so many EVMs? I put a proposal to the Election Commission, took the consent of the Vice Chancellor, went there, had series of meetings, and they said, no, this is something which cannot be given. How do you think the students are going to handle? There are students of all kinds, there are remote colleges. They are not going to handle, they will not be able to handle electronic voting machine. And there will be an equally dangerous situation where some brilliant students may temper and come out with a design which will affect our general elections. So it's going to be a very difficult situation. But I had series of meetings with them, convinced the Chief Election Commissioner that look, when you expect an illiterate villager sitting in a remote corner to handle this, don't you think that our students will be able to do it? They got convinced. Then they put certain conditions, will change the color code, will change certain few features so that it becomes beyond the reach of students where they can tamper. So all those modifications were done, and finally from Bharat Electronic Limited, we bought 850 machines. Elections were conducted. It went off so smoothly that you will be amazed to know that the entire process of counting, which used to take a day and a half at times, but one full day for sure, 600 training sub-inspectors counting those ballot papers with a lot of court cases and disputes coming in at the end, that this is full vote, this is half vote, all those problems and ultimately after the results were declared, we will face about 7, 8, 10 court cases, which will take 3-4 months to settle down. So this was the situation during those days. I'm talking about Lindo committee and then our Supreme Court ruling and whatever, and then we have come a long way. Now things have become very smooth and it is being used. Then subsequently, Architects Association, Medical Council, all other bodies started borrowing machines from us and they were conducting their elections. Something which used to take a long time, we were able to get the results in 20 minutes. Just press the button and keep on getting it. Somebody would come, I am not satisfied, I want to have a recount. Okay, press this again. Another 20 minutes, you get the retotaling. Third time, do it in about 1 hour, the result will be out in a very transparent manner. This is what goes on in the area of energy. Fantastic changes have taken place from lithium, which I said we used to teach. Nobody knew at that time that lithium is going to be becoming such an important element. These rare earths, where people never looked at it, will be becoming such an important kind of set of elements that they'll be used everywhere. And it's not very long way. 96, 97, 98 is the time when some Japanese were working and they came out with this LED. And then people said in our country that this is going to be very difficult. Well, it is, they compared the life of LED bulb is going to be about definitely 70 years plus, and we put this every 6 months, we change. All those things were explained, then nanotechnology used in these fluorescence lights and all. So with that, when they started comparing, eventually they said it will be practically zero cost and a very long benefit. Then they said, no, it's going to be only one color. Then the color got changed and we got variety of colors. Energy was saved, that's the most important thing. And then everybody said, look, we will not be able to import so many from countries, and we will not be able to revolutionize in our country. It is before you that what we have done is a remarkable change. I think in less than 5 years, the entire place got changed with LED bulbs. In my own university, you will rarely find a conventional bulb now. Now, do you think that this was not a possibility and we did it? No, we have done it with our own hard work, with our own innovation. Now this is all over. Wherever, whatever money you will be spending, I am saying everywhere else, our bulbs, our LED products are far cheaper than what you get in the other places. Who has done it? We all have done it. How have we done it? Through our own research, innovative methods, and our own economic designs that we have come out with this. Now we hardly put anything which is a conventional kind. From there, we moved on further. Recent trends, when you talk about, where have we moved on to? Is that the only thing? No. Then again, somewhere around 2006, 2007, 2010, we started getting those electric vehicles. These cycle rickshaws which we used to see, they started putting batteries, chargeable batteries, and we were wondering, how is this, people are going to handle this? Well, we have all seen. They said it's going to be a traffic risk, traffic hazard. There will be a lot of accidents. You can see an illiterate driver who comes in, just buys that thing and earns his living. It is not only in bigger cities. You go to the remotest part of our country, you will find this in practice. This is another change which has come in the case of energy sector. We are very happy that we are changing over very fast and we are innovating as for the needs of our country. Yes, we are doing it, but probably you will develop during this conference that yes, we are doing. There are electric vehicles, we are changing very fast, cars, buses, everything is there. I'll also remind you there was a time when we were having our, what is it called, I'm slipping the name, which equivalent to the transformer, and when electricity goes, we charge. What is that we put? Huh? Inverters. I'm sorry, sometimes. So inverters we were there, we started putting on inverters, and people said inverters are going to be useful only for fans and lights and this and that. If you want a higher this thing, you will require a bigger size. But gradually you have seen that there are inverters which are running air conditioners also. Therefore, things are changing very fast, and when you talk about recent trends, this is all a part of it. A stage came when inverters were there, then we have inverters put in the fans, in the air conditioners. All these changes are going to be taking place very fast. People thought it will take 50 years by the time we actually get to that, but it has taken less than 5 years. Everything is there. Now the question mark that I want to put in my young minds and all the faculty members who are here, researchers who are here, we are very happy doing this, but let me tell you from environmental point of view, when we charge, we are adding more to the problem. And that is where we need to think of, yes, electric vehicles are there, hybrid vehicles are there, rickshaws are there, everything we are adding to the convenience, but we need to think of greener ways by which we will be able to recharge this. And that's not going to be a very difficult thing. We need to think about it. We need to calculate. That is where the recent trend will figure in. It's very simple. I'll have a battery car. I'll come and charge. But where am I charging this from? What is the source? That is adding to my carbon cycle. That is adding to my problem. That is where we need to wonder and ponder over that what are those greener ways which I need to devise to charge all this massive amount of changeover that we are undergoing in for. That is one problem, and it's not difficult, let me tell you. People are working on it. You will say, what about our country? Our country, fortunately, maybe if scientists believe, I'll say by the grace of God, has such rich resources that we don't have to bother about it. I have been giving this example on many an occasion earlier that one state in a country called Arunachal Pradesh has such a tremendous potential of hydel energy, which we have not started harnessing to the right potential. Up to about 2005-06, gradually moved on to 2014. This period, we were harnessing only 500 megawatts from this state, hydel energy. We have tremendous, I'll come down to that, I'll take 2 more minutes than what is allotted to me. Then we moved on from 500 megawatts to about 1,000, 2,000, 10,000. That's it, we stopped there. And we were getting that hydel energy from that state. The potential of that state is 60,000 megawatts. And it's not difficult. If we can generate 10,000, we can put more and generate. But up to 2014, we never bothered about it. And when we extended this now, we have given the tendering for 20,000 megawatts. It's rising very fast. Very soon, in the next 3 to 4 years, we'll reach that level of 40,000, 50,000, maybe a little higher. This has been shown in 2 other states, Himachal and Uttarakhand, where we have generated hydel energy in the right potential, and they have become energy plus. They are giving power to the other states. This is the way things have been changing very fast. And in the recent trends, when we have whatever you will be discussing, you will be talking about devices, you will be talking about latest trends in our LED productions, latest trends in our energy conversion, and minimizing all this. I'm sure you'll do that. But when we come down to the recharging, it will be possible to do it from the sides wherein we can use greener sources. That's possible. And we don't have to bother about that whatever I'm going to use is not going to be sufficient. Fortunately, as I said, we have enough hydel resources which have not been tapped to the right level, and we have enough sun energy which Europeans die for, and we have too much of it. When people used to go there, when we were there, well, there's enough sun, leave lab and come back and let's bask in the sun. And I used to tell them, no, I have enough in my country, I'm fed up on occasions with this. I don't need to go to this for basking. We keep on basking in our country. So that resource is enough. But youngsters have to think of whatever problems I have highlighted. On those lines, probably if we do that, the recent trends would become what we are hoping for. It's a wonderful conference you have organized. I give my compliments. From 2006, when we were teaching about lithium, and now, as Professor Bhattacharya said, everybody talks about lithium. So, in a span of 14 years, we have come down so much. on the use of lithium, beryllium and other rare, many of the rare earth metals which were not in use and now they are in use. About 37-40 rare earth elements are used in the mobiles that we are using. Such is the change with which world is shifting. So we need to think on these. And if you think on these lines which I have put in your minds, you should not be worried about where will this come from. We have enough of hydel sources, we have enough of sun in our country. All you need to do is to devise, to work, to think about it, and then everything is going to be within our reach. I compliment and I am grateful to all those who have come from outside to give their views on. And I have always maintained conferences are very important platform where we can exchange our ideas, and one idea of yours and one idea of mine would multiply into maybe 10,000, 20,000 ideas. Subsequently, you never know which direction it will take, and that's what the aim of such conferences are going to be. And I'm glad that this has been done at a time when our country is really looking forward to be a leader in this area. And I'm glad that our university has a dedicated department for this, and they're all working very hard, doing very well. So this interaction that you're going to have with them will certainly result in very fruitful recommendations and meaningful research activities for our young minds, and that will help not only our university, not only scientific world, but the entire society. Thank you so very much for inviting me here, and I take this opportunity to wish the conference a grand success and a happy times for all those who have come here. Those who are coming for the first time to Pondicherry, let me assure you that this is a wonderful city. I repeat, I've repeated earlier also, it's a very wonderful city, very spiritual city, very, very positive city, very rejuvenating city, a city where you enjoy your stay. And let me tell you, those who have come from metros like Delhi, Bombay and Calcutta or Bangalore, it's a heavens. It's a travel from hell to heavens for you. No pollution, and you will relish your stay here. So all the very best, and God bless all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights. Once again, thank you so much for sharing your valuable time with us. Now, to wind up the inaugural session, I would like to invite Dr. Sangmesh, Joint Secretary, NCERT GET 2022 Conference, to propose a vote of thanks for this session.
Respected Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir and Chief Guest of the today's inaugural function, Professor Dr. Aninda Bhattacharya, Professor, Indian Institute of Science, and all the dignitaries on the dais. It's my great pleasure to express on behalf of the organizers and on behalf of a deep appreciation for the support and encouragement provided by individuals and institutions. I take this opportunity to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, respected Professor Gurmeet Singh Sir, for the constant support and encouragement that you render continuously to us, and who are going to be blessed with us with your presence and took your valuable time despite your busy schedule, and also for your valuable and inspiring words, sir. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation to Professor Aninda Bhattacharya sir for being with us today, accepting our invitation, and also despite of your cancellation of flight and made it possible to attend here and made it possible to be with us. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation and being with us today. I thank Professor Dr. Tarani Karsu sir, Dean Madanjit School of Green Energy Technologies, for your constant support. Also, I would like to extend my warm and special thanks to all the invited domain experts such as solar, wind, nuclear, photovoltaics, energy storage, batteries, supercapacitors, who have joined from different well-recognized institutions. I thank all the invited speakers who are with us today for your valuable time and making it convenient to be in the conference. I, on behalf of department and on behalf of thank all the participants who have joined from different parts. I also thank the administration for enabling to make this program and for your support. Thanks to the media, and thank you all.